And we are back. I didn't think this was going to turn into a 2-day affair here, but everything just kind of evolved with the progress I was making last night. And as I started working this overflow, I thought I better try to get it as far away from the dam as I can, so that where it was gonna go right back in that hole, and it would have just washed back out, and then it would have been close to the dam again. So what I did was show you what I ended up with just from last night. I worked well into the dark last night thanks to the LED lights that we got on there. We got a nice bar on the front and a little one on the back. The factory lights are okay, but those LEDs are really nice. So this is what I did last night. And what I'm gonna do today is keep cutting into this left-hand side of the bank down there, and then putting that dirt up over here so I can fill in the other side of this pond dam. I kind of would like the water to come down through here and kind of stay to the left side away from the dam and get as far down around the corner as I can on this virgin ground here underneath, and just let it, as it sheet drains across there, it should stay slower velocity and not erode, not have the chance to erode too much. So I gave the pond a little bit of room to fill up. It could come up maybe 6 inches or so, and that might be something I have to refine because it looks like it's a little bit higher right here, so I might have to cut just a little bit there. So what I'm gonna do is cut into this bank and then lay the dirt up over on this side and try to fill that pond dam in a little more. But hopefully you can tell from the footage from when I started last night. I'll go up on this side. This is where I was driving back and forth last night, and this was just a huge hole right here. I mean, it must have gone down 6, 7, 8 feet right here, and that was all eroded. And then down here where it was really close to washing out right here, it was only a couple feet, and then it dropped down like 4 or 5 feet right there. So I got all that filled in, and it's not really the right dirt for it. There is some clay mixed in there, but as long as I keep the water so it can overflow right here, we'll be in good shape. And I might, down the road, I might still put a overflow pipe in to set the height a little better, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna see how this other emergency drain works. So what I want to do is cut into that side and cut into that bank more and lay the dirt over here and try to fill this in a little more and get this graded out. Use some of the real good clay and build this up a little bit and get this smoothed out nice, get this graded up good, and get the water far enough away down here so that it can just drop right down into the little drainage right there, and so that it's further away from the pond dam. So I moved a lot of dirt last night. I think that's pretty easy to tell how much dirt I moved. That gives you a pretty good idea, and this was just all by eye. That gives you a pretty good idea of how the water's gonna flow down through there. And it's just kind of a nice gradual drop right here. And I want to get this level more so the water stays over to the left side. So I want to get this level, and I'm going to fill. I'm going to see how much dirt I can move. I'm going to try to fill almost all of that in, and then get the water to go way down there. So we'll get to it. Well, it's coming along nice. Got some nice dirt out of there, and look at the difference in the pond dam right there. I'm getting that built up, getting it nice and wide. Well, sorry you got cut off last time. I guess the GoPro overheated. I was recording for a long time and it was sitting there in the direct sun, and even though it's October, the sun is really strong. Does anybody make a heat sink to go on a GoPro to help cool it down, or does anybody else have that problem? What do they do? Leave me a comment on what you guys do to eliminate that problem, and don't forget, you leave a comment on what projects you're working on. Let me know what you guys are doing. So now I'm down in the bottom of this drainage, and I'm gonna try to push the dirt up. I got a little bit of a low spot right here, so I'm gonna try to push some of this dirt up and shape up the backside of this pond dam. That's also gonna help me track this in, and help me see this thing from a different angle. Track it in from a different angle. I think what I was saying before, and what I've been thinking this whole time is, you know, it's funny how this evolved, and it's taken on a whole new shape than what I thought I was gonna do. But I'm really happy with how it's turning out. It's interesting that I think it happens with a lot of jobs. You know, as soon as you think you know how you want to do it, but as soon as you start getting involved with it a little bit more, the different things come to mind, and I'm really happy with. Not only is this going to be safe for the winter and the wet season, but it's going to be one less thing that I'm worried about. And now once the temperatures cool off again, we can focus on hunting. I don't know if I said earlier in the video, but I had a big idea about using that hole that was there and building up an end piece on it, so that I could dig this part of the dam out after, and then I would, when I built the new end piece on there, I would put my pipe in there so that once I got done with that, it would be like a small extension onto the pond. And it was just, I think I was just dreaming about making the pond bigger, and it probably wouldn't have been practical to repair everything like that. It'll be interesting to see how the water behaves on this slope over here. I'm gonna try to cut. I gotta try to flatten this out a little bit, and that was another reason why I wanted to get all the way down here in the bottom so I could look at it. That's about as far as I can go right there. Yeah, I want to try to flatten this out a little bit, so I think I'm going to have to get up here and try to gauge how I'm going to cut that dirt and lay that up. But this was a good way to get an idea of the shape of that, and to get some extra dirt out of there and get it packed in and tracked in a little bit. About done. Just shaping up, smoothing out this other side of the spillway here. Can't really get a good angle on it because of that tree. But get it shaped up, and that'll wrap up the excavation down here. Really came out nice. I'm really happy with how everything worked out. Just see what happens when we get some rain, and how well this thing works, whether or not we need to add a pipe texture. Open that door so you guys can see without the reflection. It's a beautiful day, end of the week. Weather's gonna get crappy tomorrow. Just really happy to get done what I could, and able to save this pond. Well, I'm finally done, and it's kind of bittersweet. Tonight is another beautiful day, uh, but that's coming to an end. And as much as I want cooler weather for hunting season, I'm not looking forward to rain and snow. But it is what it is, and just that's just part of this season and part of where I live. It's just seasons change, and just keep moving forward. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. Shaped up pretty good. Like I said, this is all by eye, so I didn't have time to get the transit out yesterday, and I just didn't drag it down today as it was. My dad and I repaired our little timber mat bridge in the swamp, and so I was doing that before I got down here to finish up. But got this all shaped up and graded out and finished filling in the big holes over there. Got the pond dam built up nice. I can step down here and get kind of level with it. And so I got that shaped up nice. You can see how much the water would have to come up before it would breach the dam. It looks like a 1.5 feet anyways. And I think with the width of this spillway, that's gonna more than be adequate. And you can see how this shapes down around the corner here. I did get it a little flatter. Just like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what it looks like with water in it. I feel like I have enough slope. I think I might have some water setting in here. but it's going to be way better than it was, and I can touch this up next year if I see a problem with this. At least the main thing is I'm not going to lose the pond dam there. That really shaped up nice. That was a lot of dirt to move there. Everything's going to settle and move around a little bit, but it's I can always touch it up. So this is where it's gonna drain out, and that's where it's always been draining. But this channel was cut way back into there, so I've got it tapered down nice around this corner. Hopefully all that works out good, but man, that pond dam shaped up so nice. Looks really good. Gives me a good feeling when I can sit inside or work in the garage when it's raining and not have to worry about this thing washing out. So next year the plans are to cut this brush out of here, and then I'll get a feel for how wide the dam is back there once I get all that brush cut down. And I remember it being real soft back there on the other corner, so I want to make sure that I don't have a problem there. And I might even, when I'm pulling the brush and shaping all that up, I could always come back through here and kind of grade this back a little bit and shape that up a little bit. And then I just want to work my way down the bank of the pond there and cut that bank back at a nice angle, and so it'll be easier to maintain and nicer to get close to the pond and look at the fish and the frogs and everything. Like I said, this has largemouth bass and some sunfish and stuff, so it's kind of a nice little pond to have out back. Give you another look at that spillway. Oh my God, look at that moon. Oh my God, that's awesome. So it's supposed to rain in the morning, but as soon as the rain looks like it's going to stop, I plan on getting out hunting. It's getting to be that time of year. Bucks are making rubs and scrapes, and things are starting to heat up a little bit, so be getting after that. It's nice to have a bunch of, this week we got a bunch of projects knocked out, so it's gonna be nice. I think the tadpoles are coming up here. Last night when I was over here with the lights on the excavator, I could see the big bullfrog tadpoles swimming in here. And they overwinter they go down in the mud in the bottom of the pond, and they stay over winter. If they don't grow to an adult in 1 year, which around here I guess they usually don't, they spend the winter in the pond, and then next year you'll see them and they'll start growing their legs and losing their tail. That's kind of neat. A lot of these little rings that you see popping up, that's from the tadpoles. So thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate yeah. Is it always the screw-ups or right at the end? I really appreciate everybody that watches till the end and enjoys my my projects I get into. And if you like the video, please take a minute and hit the like button. It'll and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, make sure you click on that and help support my channel. I would really appreciate it, and be able to see some upcoming projects and content that I have. And yeah, so that's gonna wrap it up for this one. Make sure you get out in the dirt, get in the grease, and make sure you get out and enjoy that outdoor piece. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you on the next one.